partners at Decision Desk HQ give former President Trump a 53% chance of winning the White House. But all eyes will be on the 7 swing states, which have been razor thin for months here. We have live team coverage at polling places across the country. Let's start with NewsNation's Brooke Schaefer, who is in Palm Beach, Florida, where President Trump is expected to cast his ballot later on this morning. Brooke, good morning to you. The former president closed his campaign in the early hours of this morning with a tour of the swing states.
And later this morning, Markie, we are expecting to see the former president enter through the back of this building. We expect him to cast his ballot sometime later this morning. But as you mentioned, the former president returning home to Florida after a battleground blitz. He had several stops in key swing states yesterday, ending his day in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is a tradition for the Trump campaign in keeping with his first 2 campaigns, holding his final rally just after midnight in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
We're leading going in by hundreds of thousands of votes, but just pretend we're tied or losing by a little bit because we want to put on a display tomorrow of unity and everything. The progress that this party has made is incredible.
Now, we know the Trump campaign today feeling optimistic, encouraged, they say, by the early voting numbers we have seen across several battleground states. In a campaign memo, the Trump campaign claiming Republicans are outperforming past elections in absentee ballots and early votes. In their final pitch here, Markie, the Trump campaign has targeted low propensity voters who don't typically participate in elections and men who the Trump campaign hope turn out in droves today. As campaign officials say, they are monitoring early voting results, which show more women have voted than men, something the Harris campaign sees as a good sign for them. Still, a senior advisor for the Trump campaign says they feel good about where they are heading into Election Day. Markie?
And Brooke, the same for Vice President Harris. Her team, acting so confident right now. What is she up to on Election Day?
Absolutely. Both sides here projecting confidence, both sides feeling that they've got the momentum on their sides, especially as we have seen those record-breaking early voting numbers across several battleground states. The vice president, for her part, she's got a busy schedule as well on this election day. She's got a radio interview for stations in all 7 swing states today before spending election night at Howard University. The vice president, for her part, she rallied across Pennsylvania on the final day of the campaign, finishing with a star-studded event in Philadelphia that drew 30,000 people, according to the campaign. The Harris campaign says they are trying to get voters to the polls, but they're still trying also to convince those undecided and late decided voters in these final hours, as the VP urged she would fight for all Americans in one of her final rallies. Take a listen.
It is my pledge to you that if you give me a chance to fight on your behalf as president, there is nothing in the world that will stand in my way.
The Harris campaign also saying they are prepared for a potential legal battle here, saying that they have hired lawyers across the country to defend the election results. Blake?
Brooke Schaefer, live for us in Palm Beach, Florida this morning. Brooke, thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.